Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we're here to pay tribute to a true legend in the world of music, Steve Albini. As a musician, record producer, and audio engineer, Albini's impact on the industry is immeasurable. From his pioneering work with bands like Big Black and Shellac, to his collaborations with iconic acts such as Nirvana and Pixies, Albini's fingerprints can be found on countless records that have shaped the sound of generations. But beyond his musical genius, Albini was also a passionate advocate for artistic integrity and ethical production practices. He famously refused to accept royalties from the artists he worked with, believing it was the right thing to do. Tragically, Albini's remarkable journey came to an untimely end due to a heart attack on May 7, 2024. Though he may no longer be with us, his legacy lives on through the music he helped create and the values he stood for. So today, let's take a moment to remember and celebrate the life and work of Steve Albini, a true pioneer and visionary in the world of music. Steve Albini, born on July 22, 1962, and passing on May 7, 2024, was a multifaceted figure in the American music scene. Renowned as a musician, record producer, audio engineer, and music journalist, Albini left an indelible mark on the industry. He was the driving force behind Electrical Audio, a prominent recording studio complex based in Chicago, where he served as the founder, owner, and principal engineer. Albini's influence stretched across countless records, with estimates suggesting he worked on several thousand projects throughout his career. His extensive resume includes collaborations with some of the most iconic acts in music history, such as Nirvana, Pixies, Bush, The Breeders, P.J. Harvey, The Jesus Lizard, and former Led Zeppelin members Jimmy Page and Robert Plant. Albini's approach to production was characterized by a commitment to authenticity and a hands-off philosophy, prioritizing the integrity of the artist's vision above all else. Beyond his work in the studio, Albini was a prominent figure in the underground music scene, known for his involvement in bands like Big Black and Shellac. These projects showcased his innovative approach to music making, characterized by raw energy, unconventional song structures, and abrasive soundscapes. However, Albini was not only a prolific creator, but also a vocal critic of the music industry itself. He argued passionately against what he perceived as the industry's exploitation and homogenization of artists, refusing to accept royalties from the acts he worked with on ethical grounds. His stance on industry practices and his commitment to integrity garnered both admiration and controversy within the music community. In sum, Steve Albini's legacy extends far beyond his individual contributions as a musician and producer. He was a champion of artistic integrity, a fearless critic of industry norms, and a driving force behind the underground music movement. His impact on the world of music will continue to be felt for generations to come. Steve Albini, personal life and cause of death. Albini died from a heart attack at his home in Chicago on May 7, 2024, at the age of 61. Albini was married to film director Heather Winna, and they lived in Chicago. His right leg was slightly deformed as a result of a car accident when he was 18. In 2010, he revealed that he was not an avid consumer of media. However, he watched a lot of cat videos on YouTube and avoided seeing feature films. In a 2011 interview, Albini said he was an agnostic atheist. According to a 2022 interview, Albini avoided drugs and alcohol. He stated that his father was an alcoholic and that made him aware of his own vulnerability to addiction. Albini died from a heart attack at his home in Chicago on May 7, 2024, at the age of 61. Albini was an avid poker player, particularly in mixed games. He won 2 World Series of Poker bracelets. In 2018, Albini finished first in a $1,500 stud event for $105,629 and won a $1,500 HORSE event in 2022 for $196,089. His X Profiles cover photo features a photo of a bracelet win. He described his relationship to the game in a 2022 Poker News article. "Poker is one part of my life. So when I'm playing poker, I try to commit to it. I try to take it seriously. I try to make sure I devote the attention to it that it deserves as an occupation. But it's only part of my year. I only play tournaments at the World Series of Poker. I play cash games informally in Chicago. It's a part of my livelihood, but it's not my profession. Steve Albini career. Steve Albini is a pivotal figure in the underground music scene, known for his multifaceted contributions as a musician, recording engineer, and outspoken critic of the music industry. His journey began in 1981 when he formed Big Black while studying at Northwestern University. The band quickly gained traction with their raw, abrasive sound, releasing EPs like Lungs and Bulldozer before signing with Homestead Records for their debut full-length album, Atomizer, featuring tracks like I El Duce. Big Black's influence expanded with signings to Touch and Go Records, resulting in releases such as the EP Headache and the single Heartbeat. Their final album, Songs About Fucking, marked the culmination of their career before disbanding in 1987. Albini's post-Big Black endeavors included the formation of Rapeman, a short-lived project with members of Scratch Acid, and the subsequent creation of Shellac in 1992. With Shellac, Albini continued to push boundaries, releasing a series of EPs and albums that showcased his distinctive recording style and uncompromising approach to music. The band's discography, including albums like At Action Park and Terraform, solidified Albini's reputation as a producer and musician committed to authenticity and integrity. As a recording engineer, Albini worked with a diverse array of artists spanning genres from punk to alternative rock. His extensive list of collaborators includes iconic names like Nirvana, Pixies, PJ Harvey, and many more. Albini's philosophy on recording emphasizes a hands-off approach, prioritizing the capture of natural performances over studio manipulation. This approach, coupled with his disdain for digital recording techniques, has earned him both praise and criticism within the industry. Beyond his musical pursuits, Albini has been a vocal critic of the mainstream music industry, denouncing its exploitation of artists and championing independent, DIY ethos. He has also spoken out against the corporatization of music festivals and the superficiality of music journalism, advocating for a more genuine and artist-centered approach to both. Albini's legacy extends beyond his musical contributions, encompassing his influence as a producer, engineer, and cultural commentator. His dedication to artistic integrity and his uncompromising stance against industry norms have left an indelible mark on the world of music, inspiring generations of musicians and fans alike.